Hi Aquarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for September 23rd through the 29th. We're going to see what's coming up in the week ahead with the new moon, all that good stuff. Using two different tarot decks this week. This is going to be for your weekly messages. This one, we're going to have an affirmation for you for manifestation for this week, because this deck comes with really cool affirmations. So we're going to do that at the end. Let's see what's happening for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising in your weekly energy here, new moon energy. This is a super new moon, so I guess the moon's going to be super close to the earth, and it's going to be a little more potent with the energy. So let's see what's happening for our Aquarius friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, my darlings. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle. All right, my dears. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I want to see what's coming up. So Monday, Tuesday, we have Four of Pentacles, Aquarius. I feel some of you might be feeling like you're needing space or needing time, or you might be concerned about finances. Four of Pentacles comes in with a little bit of a warning for us. It's asking us to make sure that we're not in an energy where we are being in fear. Okay, so it's gonna be important that you're not focusing on what you don't have. For example, say you're working on a project and you're freaking out because you needed something and you don't have it. Try to focus on what you do have and how to go about getting it instead of focusing on the problem or focusing on the lack. Sometimes with Four of Pentacles, we can be in an energy where we're really trying to conserve resources or finances, but people might be seeing us as cheap or stingy in a situation. But Four of Pentacles can also be just needing space, needing to have, so you just might be in an energy, Aquarius, where you're finding that you're trying to get organized. That's what it feels like to me. You're trying to get organized. You might be feeling a little bit flustered in the beginning of the week. You might be feeling a little bit crowded, or like people are trying to talk to you, or people trying to be around you, and you might just kind of be in this mental space where you're thinking of everything that needs to get done. You're thinking of everything that you're needing to accomplish. You're trying to get a checklist going in your head, and there may be some frustrations. So my advice to you is, when this energy is coming up in the beginning of the week, just try to ground yourself. I think that's important when Four of Pentacles comes up. Try to ground yourself. Remind yourself, hey, I'm okay in this moment, step by step. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. It just feels more like flustered energy to me. I don't even feel like anything is happening. You know what I mean? And this is a general reading, so it will be different for different ones of you. You might want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos to see what's happening for you in the beginning of the week. That might be the area of life in which you're feeling anxious. But overall, I feel like this is just you wanting to get your life in order or get organized about something happening at work, or like in a career or professional life, and you might be feeling just a little overwhelmed. But ground yourself, remind yourself everything's gonna be okay. Some of you, Aquarius, I do feel like you need to be careful. I feel like you might have people trying to spend time with you or talk to you, like at work or with friends, but I feel like you need to be careful what you say at this time, because already with the new moon coming in on the 28th, it's going to affect Aquarius by, like, you guys might be more talkative. And so there might be people around you that are picking up on that, and they might be trying to get information out of you. Or it could be people that like they just love to gossip, and they're gonna like take the littlest thing that you said and they're gonna go run with it and make it like a big deal when like it really wasn't even. Or people at work, for example, they might try to get you talking about like a supervisor or a situation, and then they're gonna go off and they're gonna say, oh, Aquarius said this and Aquarius said that, and Aquarius is talking about this person and that person. So you might want to just kind of be cautious who you're spending time with, who you're talking to. That could be a big message for Four of Pentacles too, for a lot of you Aquarius, for the week coming up. Okay, so this is the 23rd through the 28th, through the 29th. So the new moon's not happening until more like towards the end of the week, but just be aware. Just be aware that you might want to just, have your boundaries in check. Maybe start early, start in the beginning of the week so that you don't get called off guard in the end of the week. And here's what we have Wednesday, Thursday, Aquarius. I feel like Spirit's looking out for you, and Spirit's going to show you who you've been like helping, or who you've been looking out for, or who you've been loyal to that maybe doesn't deserve that loyalty. I feel some truth is being revealed to you Wednesday, Thursday, because you are so flustered and you are asking your angels and guides for help, and you are asking them, to just get the resources that you need, or to, get something off the ground running. Spirit is going to show you where the leeches are. Spirit is going to show you who or what is unnecessarily draining your energy, and maybe even your resources, maybe even your finances. I feel that some of you Aquarius, if you're in a situation where you're living with family or a roommate or a spouse, you may discover that there's been something that has not been 100% truthful for you in the way that bills are being split up, or the way bills are being paid. I'm not sure why, but that's a feeling or a sense that I'm getting. I'm getting a sense or a feeling that some of you are finding out that you've been paying too much for a bill, or you've been taking somebody's word for things, and you've been handing over money, or you've been just kind of like cash apping them, or Venmoing them, or PayPaling, or writing them a check, and just taking their word for it. And then you might discover later that, hey, this person hasn't been honest with me. This person hasn't been telling me the truth. It might be a good idea also, if that is the case, or if you are suspicious, like if you just heard me say that, and if you have a feeling it might be about you, it might be a good idea to see if you can get your hands on like the bills that are coming in. If you have paper bills that are being mailed to the house or the apartment or whatever, might be a good idea to take a look at those and really see, like, are you paying too much? It could also be that somebody's maybe, if you have a shared account, they could be, taking a little bit money here, a little bit money there, and like you haven't noticed it. So for some of you, it's very much financial. For other ones of you, you're going to realize that you've been energetically giving a lot to a person. Like, for example, you're tired and you want to go to sleep, but they call you and they're crying, or they're having a hard time, or they need somebody to talk to, and you'll stay up with them and you'll be there for them and you'll be a good friend for them. And then, like, it's kind of messing up the rest of your day the next day because you haven't slept, or whatever it might be. Spirit is going to show you who and what's been draining your battery, who and what has been taking your time and resources, and it might sting a little bit. Okay, it might sting a little bit, but Spirit is going to show you this is what you need to let go of, because it's no longer serving you. It's no longer a benefit or an asset in your life. Actually, it's becoming a detriment. So you're having to let it go. So understand and know this is happening for your protection. And the thing I always say with Three of Swords is, when this thing is revealed, or you realize that you have to give this person or this situation up, it's going to sting for a little bit. But it always makes me think of like a little kid, like running around on the playground, and they just kind of fall, and they will scream the loudest scream. They will cry like it is the end of the world. But then like 2 minutes later, they're like Batman or Wonder Woman again, and they're running off, playing and fighting bad guys like nothing even happened, right? Like they don't even remember it after 2 minutes. And sometimes that's the thing with Three of Swords, is like it might might hurt really bad. Like it might really sting in that second. But in my experience, it doesn't tend to last very long. At least the situations in which I've seen it come up in the readings I've done over the years. So keep that in mind too. Don't let the Three of Swords scare you, because it's happening for your benefit. Okay, it's happening so that you can know who the right ones are to be loyal to. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sure enough, this makes complete and total sense to me now, is you have Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is a new experience, a new project. So some of you might be letting go of a job or something that you've been doing because the truth may be revealed to you with something shady at work. Some of you may be like, okay, it's time to find a new job. Some of you it might be a relationship, because Page of Cups can definitely be a new relationship, something of that nature. But those of you who watch my videos, you've heard me say in previous readings, when I see Page of Cups come up, for me, this is the card that indicates your heart chakra is starting to open up, and you're going to have very intense feelings and emotions. So that's actually good news there. Following the Three of Swords, that's pretty comforting news. Like if I was pulling cards for myself and I saw Three of Swords, I'd be like, oh gosh, what's going to happen? But if the next card was Page of Swords, I'd be like, Page of Cups, I'm sorry. I'd be like, oh, okay, like that doesn't seem so bad to me. Page of Cups just means you're going to be feeling heavy emotions because your heart chakra is opening up. And so certain experiences might feel a little bit overwhelming. Okay. So that might be why you're having the Three of Swords. It could be connected with just the fact that your heart is beginning to open up and you might feel emotions a little bit more intensely, right? But it's happening because you're about to receive. New things are coming into your life, and Spirit's trying to help you make room for those new things. I do feel for some of you, Page of Cups is going to have to do with a situation involving a child, where you are having to set boundaries with this child, or you're having to remind them in some way of the fact that like you are the parent or you are the guardian, and that something that they have done is not ethical. Like you might be having to give this child a lesson in ethics, or like just letting them know that you are hurt or surprised by some decision they've made or something that they've done. Maybe you're discovering something on the bill that your kid's been like, using your card or something, and like they didn't tell you. It could be something like that. And it could be for something that you're very surprised, that you're feeling very like how could they do this, or why would they do this, or I thought they knew better. The message that Spirit has coming in for you is don't take this personal. Don't take this as like an attack or a deliberate means of trying to disrespect you, because that is not the intention, okay? This is like a lesson thing, like a soul contract lesson between you and this child. For those of you that have that happen, just try to stay calm. Obviously don't resort to physical violence. Don't do that, but this is going to be about setting boundaries. And I think this is for your child. Your child's going to have to learn consequences, because I feel, Aquarius, for some of you, you have given this child a lot of freedom, a lot of support, a lot of unconditional love, a lot of the things that maybe you didn't get when you were growing up. And they may have they may have kind of taken a little bit too much. This is not for all of you. This is for some of you. But if that's the case, this is then just kind of giving them that, teaching them that you don't do that to somebody, or like that's not okay. Like now they're going to have to earn it back. They had all of that unconditional, trusted, like just full trust and support. They're gonna have to now earn that trust back. It's not a fun lesson, but I do feel for some of you that is coming up in the family dynamic. Not for all of you, but for some of you. Overall, though, you are opening up to better experiences, right? So that would also let you know, if something, the truth like that came up, it would let you know it's okay for you to focus on yourself a little bit more. You pull that on me, huh? After all the sacrifices I'm making. Well, maybe I don't need to make as many sacrifices. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be different for different ones of you. And it might not be a child for all of you. It could be a friend. It could be a spouse. It could be a romantic partner. It could be different for different ones of you. But check out your moon and rising sign videos as well, because that might add a little bit more information. We're going to see what's happening for what you're manifesting this week, and the affirmation that Spirit is recommending for you. And we have Bump, bump, bump. Seven of Earth. This really goes right along with what we were just saying. So I think it's pretty awesome that you guys got this card because it's a massive confirmation for me. It fits right in everything that's been coming in through the messages. This card, it makes me feel like it's like a young Brad Pitt. I don't know if anybody else sees that. When I see that card, I'm like, it's a Brad Pitt. Young Brad Pitt. So this makes me feel with the Seven of Earth. Seven of Earth for me is always a card of somebody who's working really, really hard. Like they're really putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into everything. And they might be pushing too hard, right? Like you have to understand if you've planted a whole kind of a crop or a whole like row of trees or seeds or whatever, it's gonna take time for that to grow. You can't keep, okay, they haven't grown, let me plant more. Oh, they haven't grown, okay, let me plant more. Okay, let me go check on them. Let me go water them. Let me go, like somebody who's just putting a lot of work into just constantly planting and pushing. And sometimes you got to give things time to grow. Sometimes we might be pushing certain things too hard and we got to let time pass, and we have to look at how we're approaching the situation, how we're working, how we're going about it, and as we're waiting for the abundance to come in. So we're going to see what your affirmation here is for Seven of Earth, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and read it out loud. So the keywords here is opening to a new strategy, being at a crossroads, a decision to be made, right? So you're having to decide how to move forward with the situation. I will read this out loud, and I will also hold it up so you can take a screenshot of it if you want to write it out later. Or, gosh, let's get the focus here. I think it's because of the lighting. There we are. It might be a little, I have to move the lighting. That's what it is. I didn't move the lighting back. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of that. If you don't know how to do an affirmation, the way that you're going to do an affirmation, my darlings, is I recommend to do it the first thing in the morning when you wake up and the last thing at night when you go to bed. Okay, let's try that again. First thing in the morning when you wake up and the last thing you do at night before you go to bed, to go ahead and read it out loud. Because when you wake up and when you go to bed, those are the two times your brain's kind of like shifting on or off. And so if you get it in there at that time, you're kind of storing it into the automatic part of your brain to where it just is going to be running in the background, like kind of like hypnotizing yourself, into this new way of thinking. So if you want to light a candle and light incense, I like to get really into it. I get really fancy with my affirmations. If that resonates with you, go for it. Light your incense, light your candles, say your affirmation out loud, sit there and meditate, say your prayer, whatever, and then, go about your day or go to sleep if that resonates with you. If not, if you just want to say it out loud, that's fine too. So it says, as I reflect on my progress to date and see where I stand, I contemplate whether I want to continue singing the same song or change my tune. I am always free to go back to and reimagine what I might co-create. If what I manifested does not serve me as I thought it might, I don't have to be afraid to admit it is no longer for me. Whatever I choose to do, I am not afraid to start over, for I feel assured that Spirit will always support my highest good. So some of you are investing in something because you've been doing it for a long time and you've lost the joy, right? So Spirit is going to be helping some of you start something new. For other ones of you, you're finding a smarter way to go about it to where you're not tiring yourself out, or you're not, pushing so hard, like you're getting results and not having to push so hard. So again, my dears, it's gonna be different for different ones of you. Be sure to watch your moon sign and rising sign video. It might bring a little extra information. I didn't talk about love. Those of you who watch my videos, I do the love readings separately, but there's a link in the description to the video of this video to the love readings if you want to check those out. September and October are both up. And make sure, my dears, if you would like a private reading, to click on the Calendly link and schedule your reading there. There's a little bit of a change. I used to be able to collect payment on Calendly, and Calendly can't do it anymore because their system and PayPal system are not cooperating for some reason. They're having a robot war. I don't know what's happening. But if you schedule on Calendly, you're going to have to submit your payment through PayPal to amethystangellight@gmail.com before your scheduled reading so that I can do your reading, okay? And that's going to be, unfortunately, that two-step process until they get figured out whatever the issue is. And I will let you guys know when that's fixed. But for right now, you'll have to schedule on Calendly and you'll have to send me the PayPal separately. All right, my dears, for those of you booking a private reading. I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a fabulous week, Aquarius.